Well, hello there. I'm just here to. I'm just going to share a quick technique with you. Um, as you've no doubt seen, I've currently got this 48 scale kefir underway. All the decals are on now, and I'm moving ahead with things like the undercarriage and the stores and stuff. So we've built the Python 3 missiles there. And it's also, I'm planning to have a couple of snake eyes on the centerline, snake eye 500-pound bombs on the centerline. Now, one of the things I want to do is replicate the cast texture on the main body of these bombs. Now, what I don't want, it's not a case of making the ablative covering, the really rough covering that US Navy bombs have. All I want to do is represent a cast texture. Okay, so the way I'm going to do that is with filler, and what I'm going to be using is some, to me, a basic, the grey putty, and that's going to be thinned down. Now, a lot of people would use ordinary store-bought cellulose stroke lacquer thinner if you're in the United States. But I prefer to thin these with one of the Japanese lacquers, such as Mr. Colour thinner, levelling thinner in this case, or something similar to that. It's not quite as harsh. It makes it a bit easier to play with. I'm just looking for a small brush which I can use. So there's a little brush that I've got which has been chopped down a little bit, which is just fine. Okay, so what I'm going to be using is, as I said, I'll be using a little bit of this and some of the lacquer thinner. Now in this case what I'm going to be using is, I don't know if you can see that, that's Finisher's Pure Thinner. I got this bottle a couple of years ago when I got a pot of Finisher's Clear Gloss. They're Auto Clear, this stuff, which is the single best gloss coat I've ever used. Sadly, it comes as a kit. It comes with a little bottle of this thinner with it, and I just ordered more so I'd have more. Now sadly, I can't get hold of this any longer because it's because of import restrictions. Nobody you certainly can't get it from Japan anymore because of the the draconian export laws for stuff that have solvents in them from that country now. It's probably the single reason that Rainbow 10 went out of business, if we're honest. They couldn't export this kind of stuff anymore. So what I'm left with is this thinner which I can't use for anything now, so I might as well use it up doing things like this. On the other hand, if anybody out there in model land does know where I can get the Finisher's Clear, let me know, because like I say, it's the best clear thinner, clear gloss coat I've ever used. It's awesome stuff. So anyway, what we're going to do, okay, I'm just going to move that into the centre there. So all we're doing is squeezing out a little drop of that, okay, and then all we're going to do is just thin that back and mix it until it's a fine paste. So just add a couple of drops of that and start working it. If I'm honest, this tube of putty is reaching the end of its usable life. It would normally mix a lot easier and quicker than this. So let's pick up my my brush, if I can find it just where I've left it. So let's just use that brush and As you can see, I'm just mixing it into a quite a thin sort of paste. Some people would use something like Mr. Surfacer, you know, 500 or something for this. I find that's a little bit too fine for what I'm trying to achieve. This will form a skin quite quickly and allow us to manipulate the surface finish. Okay, so as you can see, that's a kind of a thick paste now. Okay, so I'm just going to again hunt for the little brush that I appear to have promptly lost. There it is. Okay, so let's move that out. Right, so we're back central. Okay, so all I'm doing is picking up some of this on the brush. Okay. And just stippling it over the bomb. Don't do it too thickly, you don't need it to be particularly thick, okay? You're just trying to create that slightly rough textured surface finish on the bomb. Okay. It's essentially the same technique that armour modelers use for simulating cast textures on turrets and things like that. And that's that bomb. That's that bomb done. Now, sometimes you might need to just briefly rub over the this when it's dry with either a piece of fine wet and dry paper or a piece of Scotch-Brite or something. What I'll do when this is dry is I'll give it a primer coat, and we'll see how it looks then. Because if you use a primer coat and it looks like it does need more work, well, that's what a primer coat is for, isn't it? So, but I've got a feeling this is going to look pretty much what I'm looking for. Maybe a very light rub over with Scotch-Brite just to knock the extreme tops off of the texture there. Now, if I was going for the US Navy ablative type coating, I'd use this a little bit thicker and stipple it a little bit more violently to help create that really rough texture. So that's it. It was just a quick 2 minutes to show you how you can replicate textures like that. Like I say, when you're building things like the other project I've got on the go, which is this T64, this Trumpeter T64, some areas around the turret bottom here might need some texture restoring, so it'll be exactly the same thing there. Look. Let that dry, check how it's gone, and go as you need to. So, great little technique, very useful, and very quick and easy. You can use most solvent-based thinners for this. I use Tamiya's basic thinner because I just think their basic thinners, their basic sorry, filler because I happen to think their basic filler is just about the best filler, solvent based filler out there, so I've always got some on hand. So as you can see, using just ordinary cellulose thinner to thin the brushes and clean the brushes out. I don't use the cellulose thinner to thin the filler down for stippling, because I find it much too aggressive. It will quickly eat into the plastic when you're applying your finish, and that can make it that can very quickly ruin what you're trying to do. So as I say, I use one of these types because it's not as aggressive on the plastic. It does bite, but it's nowhere near as aggressive. So there you go. There's a couple of bombs that will need priming to see how they look, but I'm kind of liking the look of that finish already. So that was just a quick little primer for you, just to show what I've been doing, and I'll see you soon with hopefully another longer video. Take care.